You are 20 years old. You are standing at the absolute starting line of the great American financial machine. The world around you is incredibly loud. Every screen you look at, every billboard you walk past, and every algorithm on your phone is screaming at you to consume. The system is perfectly engineered to separate you from your paycheck the second it hits your bank account. The system wants you to buy clothes you do not need, to impress people you do not like, using money you do not actually have. But you have a different plan. You have discovered a quiet, invisible loophole in the code of the simulation. It is called an individual retirement account, the Roth version. You open the application on your computer. The screen is bright, white, and boring. There are no flashy colors, no casino sounds, and no confetti animations like the gambling apps your friends use to trade crypto. You fill out the digital paperwork. You link your standard checking account, and then you make the decision that will permanently alter the trajectory of your existence. You set up an automatic recurring transfer, $7,000 a year. That divides down into $583.33 every single month. You click Confirm. The mouse makes a sharp plastic click, and the journey begins. At first, it feels like pure psychological torture. Every month, on the very first day, before you even wake up, the bank algorithm sweeps into your account and takes $583.33. The money just disappears. It vanishes into a black void. You log into the brokerage application and you see a small, pathetic green line slowly ticking up. It does not feel like you are building wealth. It feels like you are paying a heavy tax to a ghost. You go to work, you sit in the break room, you watch your friends and coworkers living the modern illusion. Your friend Brad comes into the office holding the keys to a brand new pickup truck. The paint is flawless. The interior smells like expensive leather. Everyone gathers around to look at it, slapping him on the back and telling him how successful he is. He smiles and revs the engine. He does not tell them that he just signed a legally binding contract for an 84-month loan at 9% interest. He does not tell them that the truck costs him $850 a month plus insurance, plus premium gas. He has locked himself inside a steel cage of debt for the next 7 years. Another friend posts 60 pictures on social media from a luxury resort in Tulum. Blue water, expensive drinks with little umbrellas and perfectly filtered sunsets. She looks like a millionaire. In reality, she just swiped a shiny metal credit card and added $4,000 to a balance that is compounding against her at 24% interest. You watch all of this happen through the glass of your phone. You look down at your own shoes. They are old. You look at your car parked in the lot. It is a 10-year-old silver sedan. It has a dent in the rear bumper. There are nights when you lie awake in the dark, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you are making a massive mistake. You wonder if you are wasting the best years of your youth. The urge to just cancel the automatic transfer, take the cash, and buy a small piece of that fake luxury is like a physical itch in the back of your brain. But you do not cancel it. You take a deep breath, you close your eyes, and you trust the math. 10 years pass. The environment around you changes. The technology upgrades. The old computer monitors on the office desks are replaced by sleek, flat screens. The cars in the parking lot get newer, but you remain exactly the same. Your expression is calm. Your lifestyle has not inflated by a single inch. And then, on a random Tuesday morning, you open your brokerage application while drinking a cup of black coffee. You look at the total balance, $101,240. You just crossed the hardest, most brutal threshold in the entire financial universe. Charlie Munger, the famous billionaire investor, once said that the first $100,000 is a nightmare to acquire. You have to scrape, fight, and sacrifice for every single penny of it. But once you reach it, the laws of financial gravity begin to shift. You stare at the 6 digits on the screen. The money is no longer just a pile of dead paper. It has become a machine. It has reached a critical mass. And then the simulation throws its first major test at you. The global economy breaks. A massive financial panic sweeps across the news channels. The stock market plummets. Red arrows point straight down on every television screen. Anchors in expensive suits are sweating, telling everyone to sell, warning that the world is heading into a dark depression. You watch your coworkers panic. They log into their retirement accounts and sell their investments at the absolute bottom, locking in catastrophic losses because they are terrified. They let their emotions hijack their logic. You sit at your kitchen table. The screen of your phone shows that your account balance just dropped by $22,000 in 3 weeks. You do not blink. Your heart rate does not speed up. You do not sell a single share. In fact, you smile, because you understand that the stock market is the only store in the world where people run out screaming when everything goes on sale. You let the automatic transfer hit the very next day, $583.33. You buy the fear. You buy the blood in the streets. You buy the assets while they are universally despised. Another 10 years pass. You are now 20 years deep into the simulation. The math is no longer just working. It is exploding. The snowball has rolled down the mountain and turned into an absolute avalanche. The compound interest has woken up from its long sleep. You look at your annual statement. Your account did not just grow by the $7,000 you put in. Because of the dividends and the market appreciation, your account grew by $45,000 this year alone. You stop and process that number. Your money is now working harder than you do. Your money just woke up, put on a hard hat, walked into the economy, and earned a full-time salary all by itself. It did not complain, it did not take a sick day, and it did not ask for a vacation. The contrast between you and the people around you is now a massive, unbridgeable canyon. Brad, the guy with the brand new truck, is tired. The truck is now 10 years old. The transmission is slipping. But he cannot afford to fix it because he just financed another loan to pay off the credit cards he used to buy a boat he never uses. The girl who went to Tulum is exhausted. She is working 50 hours a week just to pay the minimum balances on her revolving debt. They are trapped in the endless hamster wheel. They are terrified of their managers. They are terrified of being laid off. They accept disrespect at the office because they are absolutely dependent on the next paycheck to survive the month. They have golden handcuffs, but the gold is fake, and the cuffs are cutting deeply into their wrists. You sit at your desk. You listen to them complain about the economy, about the government, about how the system is rigged against the working class. You nod politely. You do not argue. You do not tell them about the quiet, invisible fortress you have built in the background. 30 years. The timeline finally reaches its conclusion. You walk out onto a quiet balcony. The air is crisp and clean. There are no loud alarms, no rushing cars, no frantic morning commutes. You pull the phone out of your pocket. The device is modern, made of glass and titanium. But the face looking back in the dark reflection of the screen is the exact same stoic, unbroken face that started this journey 3 decades ago. You unlock the screen. You open the Vanguard application for the final checkpoint. The application loads. The green numbers render on the digital dashboard. $1,452,891. You just stand there, letting the absolute weight of that number settle into your bones. Because this is not just normal money. This is money inside a Roth IRA. That means 30 years ago, you paid the taxes on the seed. You took the tiny hit up front, and because of that, the massive sprawling tree that grew from it is completely untouchable. The government cannot take a single percentage of it. When you decide to pull that money out, every single dollar is legally, entirely, and permanently yours. At a conservative withdrawal rate, this account alone will pay you nearly $60,000 a year in pure tax-free cash forever without ever touching the principal balance. You look back at your life. You realize the greatest lie that society ever told you was that saving money means missing out on living. You did not miss out on anything real. You missed out on depreciating metal, toxic debt, and the heavy, crushing anxiety of living paycheck to paycheck. You traded the illusion of looking rich for the absolute concrete reality of actually being free. You look down at the street below. You see a young kid, maybe 20 years old, walking toward a bus stop, staring at his phone, surrounded by the same loud, aggressive advertisements that tried to trap you 30 years ago. You close the application. You put the phone in your pocket. You do not need to punch a clock tomorrow morning. You do not need to fake a smile for a boss you do not respect. You do not need to ask anyone for permission to exist on your own terms. You ran the math. You paid the price in discipline. You acquired the ultimate asset. You beat the simulation.